Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do something a little different today. I know I told y'all the other day that I was having a problem with my bike on the air ride. What it's doing is it'll air up. I don't know if you can hear it there or not, but then it won't air down. I'm pushing the button now, and there it tried to work. There it's not working. See, it's intermittent, working and not working. And it may be the button, which I don't think it is, or it could be just a ground, or it could be the solenoid itself that lets the air out of the system. But what I'm going to do is we'll pull the seat and everything out from it, and the bags. I'll get it out here where we can work around it a little bit better. And we'll take a little break from Fred today and make a little short video on this. And maybe if anybody else is having this kind of problem with their air ride, it'll help them out. Now this is just it's one of the old Amazon special air ride systems, but it has been on this bike it was on it when I got it, and I've owned the bike now for 4 or 5 years, something like that. So I mean, it's worked really good, and it's just started having this problem just here recently, and it will eventually work, but I don't like that. I don't want to get out and get stuck with it somewhere, because I've got a certain spot where I ride with it at. I air it up and hit the air down button a couple times, and that's where I cruise at. So I don't want to get out and get stuck with it not working. So we'll get this thing out here in just a little bit, pull the bags and the seat out from it, and we'll see what we can find out's wrong with it. Maybe it'll help somebody. If you could give me a like, a comment, and a subscribe. This is a new channel. Like I said, it's not just going to be all motorcycle content. We are going to do a little bit of other stuff too. But we'll try to get this done today, and maybe tomorrow we'll try, or the next video, we'll try to dig back in on Fred and see if we can't get that boat out of the crank. All right, guys, I'm going to see where we can get to. All right, guys, so we're going to try to figure out what's wrong with this air ride on my bike here. First thing I got to do is take the seat off. It's just got this little thumb screw right here, holds the back of it. We'll take it out. Okay. That's that. Now, you can't see it, but the solenoid that I'm talking about that lets the air bleed off from it is down in there. So I'm going to take this bag off on this side, take this side cover off, see if we can get in just a little bit better right there. I know just about everybody knows this, but or at least on my gear, you open the lid on your saddlebag, you have 2 pins in here, kind of like a Zeus fastener. All you do is twist them, and that unlocks the bag. What I do is I always just pull them out, lay them down in the bag so that I know where they're at. Twist that one. And then on mine, I've got 6x9s in my bag, so I put this quick disconnect, I don't know if you can see it right there, in my bag, to where all I have to do is push the button and release the 2 wires, and that way I can take the bag off of them. Now I've got the wires unclipped. got the positive and the negative, and then this bag just sits down in a little rod on the bottom. So you can just pick it up, set it over here out of the way. I like to close mine back up. Leave her laying right there where hopefully nothing will happen to it. Okay, now then, this side cover has just got some old push-pull tabs. Just pull on it, it pops right loose. Okay, now, right in here is where the solenoid is at that I'm talking about for my air ride. It's mounted on this plate up and under there. That's where we mounted all of it. Right here is the wires coming from it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to check, make sure that I've got a good ground and that I'm getting fire to the solenoid from the switch. So if y'all will hang on just a second, we'll check that. And let me get a light over here, kind of like help us out a little bit. See if we can't find the problem. Okay guys, I've done some checking. I do have fire going to the switch up here and coming out of the switch. Traced the wire down. I found two things here. I found a hot right here that goes to the air ride that has got a bad place. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but right there in that wire, looks like where the seat's been rubbing on it. Looks like it's almost pinched in two. And that's not the wire that I ran that powers all this up. That was in this bike to begin with. It needs to be changed because that's like an amp wire or for like a radio. It's not actually made for this. It don't look to me like. But I'm going to fix that right there. We'll put a piece of shrinky tube on it. I'm going to cut that bad spot out, put that back together. Or I may even just shorten the whole wire up and do away with that spot altogether. And then it circles back around and hooks up to the positive here. And then over here on this side, there's a ground that comes off from the battery right here. I don't know if you can see that small ground. I'm trying to get the camera in there to it. Right there, it comes off the bottom of it. It goes from there over to a little block. You can barely see it down in there. See it right there. It's corroded up pretty good. I'm gonna clean that, and then we'll see if we've accomplished anything. I think right there is my problem, but we'll see right here in just a second. So let me fix that, and then I'll show y'all what I've done to fix it, and then we'll see if the air ride goes back to working like it should. Okay guys, I was going to see if you can't see this a little better here. Let me try to get some light in there. Right there's the ground that I was talking about. The ground of the solenoid that works the air ride is actually hooked in right there. Now I've already took it apart, cleaned it all real good, put it back, and I think that's probably going to be where most of our problem was at. Between it and that hot wire, I'm working on the hot wire right now. I believe that's going to get us fixed up because, like I said, it was just intermittent. It would work and it wouldn't work. It'd work and it wouldn't work. You hit a bump and it would work. You hit another bump and it wouldn't work. So that's what kind of had me thinking. You push it once, it worked. You push it again, it wouldn't. So kind of had me thinking that it's probably a ground issue or a hot not getting fire. But I don't think the hot wire is the problem. I believe that ground right there is what it was. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix this hot wire too, and then we'll put it all back together right here and try the old air ride out, see if it works now. Okay guys, she's all back together. I just shortened the hot wire right there. It was plenty long enough to where I could shorten it, put it pretty much right back where it was at, and hook it back to the hot side of the battery. The ground, I cleaned it all out, put all the wires back in, went to it. Now let's see what happens when we push the magical button. All right, it's going up. I don't know if you can tell that. Now let's see if it goes down. Ah, yes. Up. And down. Up. And down. Heck yeah. All right, so we got that problem fixed. But while I was fixing that, I found another problem that has just developed. I don't know if you can see in there or not. It looks like I've got a rocker box leaking just a little bit. So we're probably gonna have to get us a gasket. Try to take care of that. That'll be something we can do at a later date. But I'm going to put everything back together, put the seat back on it, make sure that everything's working. Again, we'll go ahead and clean some of this dirty up since I've got the bags and the seat off. And we'll put her all back together and see if she's working. And if it's still working, I will be tickled to death because it's working now. But let me get the bags and stuff back on and we'll go from there. Okay guys, there it is back together. The old girl raises and lowers now every time you push the button. So all it turned out to be was just a ground, which I thought it was going to be something simple like that. But today is Labor Day here, and all this tinkering has kind of got me in the mood to maybe go for a little ride. So I may go on a little journey here in a little bit. If I do, I may try to film some of that, maybe some of the places I go, and put it out in another video somewheres or another. And guys, I know this editing and the filmmaking and stuff, it's just not really up to par, but I'm doing the best I can do with it. I'm trying to learn as I go. If you could though, give me a comment, a like, a subscribe would be nice. Stay tuned, and we're going to get started back in on Fred this week. Also, going to get started in on the customer's bike. I've got a few things to do to it. I'm going to do some cleaning on it too. The bike's been sitting for a while. Show you some tricks that I know about cleaning the chrome and making everything pop and shine. But if you could, just stay tuned and maybe check back in with us. Later in the week, I'll try to post another video. This one's just something short, sweet. Thought somebody might find it interesting on the air ride. Of course, I know I didn't show that much. All it was a ground, but sometimes the little things can stump us. All right, guys, if you could, come back and join me for another adventure, and we'll see where this ride takes us. Thanks. God bless.